Hello and welcome, and today we have a
2008 1.2 litre Polo.
So let's get going. So what are the specs?
So it is a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder petrol with 68 horsepower and 112 Nm of torque.
That is pretty impressive out of a little 3-cylinder engine, but again, you know, it's a small car, so it doesn't need a huge amount.
And keep in mind, this was actually the base model of the day.
And you could get the Foster, was it the Polo GTIs, I believe it was?
Yes, that was a 4-cylinder, I think pushing 150 horsepower.
So, I mean, this is a perfect example of, you know, driving through a narrow Northern Irish road where you have cars parked on the one side and cars parked on the other side. It just does go through quite easily, and you don't have to be too concerned of being a wide car.
Exactly. Like, for instance, your Mercedes S-Class, that's a huge car. Like, I couldn't imagine that. Driving that thing through small towns, that's unbelievable.
It was as easy as pie.
For you it was, I'm sure.
So now, obviously, this car is going to be not the fastest thing in the world to 60, being a 1.2 with 68 horsepower.
Yeah.
But do you know what the 0 to 60 figure is?
Now it's 14.5 seconds. Now, it's very, very slow. But it's actually got 12 valves, so that actually helps with a bit of more performance-wise, which is great for that sort of thing, you know?
You can definitely feel the torque. You know, getting away from the traffic lights, you definitely do have a bit of a pull there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's no speed merchant, but like 3,000 RPM there, so that's peak torque. That's usually where I shift down. Just, you know, I don't want to over rev the engine, but it's lovely when you do, you know. So
that's it. You know, just knowing the car and learning how to drive it to its optimum performance. That's all you can ask. So let's get on to the quirks.
So the gearbox that is used in this is actually the exact same gearbox in the Polo GTI. So it can actually take about 200 horsepower. So modding potential.
Yes.
So there we go. I'm putting it into 5th right now, and there we go. It's 2,000 RPM. Silent as can be. All you can pretty much hear is just the road noise. Like,
yeah, the tire noise.
So another quirk about this car, this specific 3-cylinder was actually labelled the high torque engine, which is quite funny, but to be fair, 112 Nm of torque for the base model 3-cylinder. I mean, it's not too bad, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think it doesn't need huge amounts of torque, and with the right gear in, it's going to be fine. But it's interesting how they used the smallest engine as the high torque version.
I know.
But it just shows you. It's
very funny that the Volkswagen Group did that. And yeah, it's a great engine and very reliable, like I said.
So we're currently parked on a pretty steep slope. I think it's about 20 degrees. And what we're going to do is to demonstrate how good first gear is with the high torque Skoda engine. And, you know, in fact, we're going to do a bit of a high angle ploy.
He'll start, okay.
That's a better way of saying it.
So we'll just give it around 2.5 RPM. There we go.
Definitely gets you moving. It's not the quickest thing in the world, but I mean, this is a very, very steep slope for a very small car with a small engine. And it's obviously got me in it, so I'm heavy.
So as well with that, this car was spec'd in a really funny way. It's called the Match Edition, so it comes with the alloy wheels, the 6 CD changer underneath the passenger seat, and it also has the upgraded speaker system.
Interesting choice. But it is a lovely, lovely colour blue. What is that? What is it? Do you know the colour?
I'm pretty sure it's midnight blue. I think it's actually quite a rare colour because I don't see too many of these cars. Well, actually, in the specific 5-door configuration, most of them I've seen in the 2-door configuration with this colour.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely looking car, and I think the alloys was definitely a good choice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as watching our other 2 channels. It is the Gear Shift podcast and the Gear Shift vlog. Links in the description below, and thank you very much for watching so far. So, do you think this car would make a good daily?
Well, I would think this is a perfect daily car for cities and small or large towns, I should say, because the size is great. You have confidence knowing you can make it through that gap when you've got such a small car. So that's a good thing, and the clutch is lovely and light, so you don't have to worry too much. Yes, it's not an automatic, but it's not hard to drive. Nice light clutch, nice wee gearbox. It's great for small towns, and for me, this is my daily driver. And I live in I would say a large enough town, so this is great for around towns. And anytime I have to go into the bigger cities, you know, great for that as well. Like, that was a very tight corner there.
It was, yeah.
Handled it beautifully.
And you know what? This car has that one of our other cars in the previous videos don't have, is sun visors. Drop a comment if you know which video that we're talking about. As I previously mentioned, this is your first car. Do you think you're going to do any modifications? Do you think you're going to maybe change the color of the wheels or do any spoilers like a younger driver might do?
Well, I'm probably not going to, but I'm going to do small wee modifications on the interior wise. Like, for instance, I want a armrest because this car never came with an armrest. I'm pretty sure in the Mark V GTI you can get an armrest in it, but this is a Mark IV, just standard one, so I want a nice wee armrest. What I have done is I've added one of those wee Bluetooth connectors, you know, for
The
audio.
FM connector, yes.
Yes, I needed one of them. This doesn't have any audio or any Bluetooth, and it doesn't actually have a aux port, so it's only running off CDs. But then the benefit with that is you get a 6 CD changer in the passenger seat. So other than that, you know, I don't really have any major modifications I want to make to this car. Like, I love the alloys, they look great. They've come with the car. I mean, right now I'm running winter tires on it, so add for that extra level of grip, because we are in the winter months right now, so this is beneficial for this time of year, you know. So how's the comfort for you?
It's definitely comfortable. I mean, the seats are quite firm, which is nice.
Yeah.
You're not floating or like, you know, falling about. But definitely it is a comfortable car. I mean, I've got an armrest on the left side. You've also got the armrest in the door. But I do agree with you. An armrest in the center would be very nice.
Yes, that is a needed modification.
What is the history on the car?
So this car was actually bought brand new by my granny, so it's been in the family its whole life basically. Bought brand new in December of 2007. She drove it until 2013, then it came into my dad's hands. We then used it as a family car for a couple of years, then my brother passed his driving test. He drove it for a while, and now it's been handed down to me 2 months ago basically, so I've been driving it for 2 months and it's been great.
Yes, freedom is something that's great to have, but it's your granny we can thank for this lovely colour and alloys. Fantastic.
Expect it in a good way.
And talking about that though, you'll have a better insight on reliability than most of our other reviews we've done.
Yes, so reliability wise, it's been, I would say, very, very good. It's got 71,000 miles on it. It's actually had its first from 2007 to 2013, my granny, it's all Volkswagen service history, all of it. And then when it came to my dad's hands, he became very religious of doing it every 10,000 miles, that sort of thing. Really good at keeping it well maintained. But, I mean, just thinking of anything that's gone wrong with it, like, nothing really comes to mind. It's been very reliable, it's been a workhorse, and anytime you've needed it, it's worked for us. There we go, that's 4,000.
Oh, definitely. Definitely has a good pull to it. I mean, you have the torque with really, really good gearing, and yes, you have to shift more quickly or more often, but it definitely has enough power to get you out from a junction. But you obviously have that problem where it's a short ratios. Like you mentioned previously, you're sitting at 70 miles an hour, you're around 3,500 RPM, which is quite high.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a trade-off there, but I mean, the car was designed for, commuting around. It wasn't designed for super long trips. So it's worth it.
Now it's time to rate the car. So for Future Classic, we've given it a 2.5. For Daily, we've given it an 8. For Wallet Hurt, we've given it a 9. And for Fun, we've given it a 2.5. And the total comes to 22 out of 40, which is 55%.
Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, as well as checking out our podcast and our vlog channel. Yes. The links are in the description, so see you there.
Bye-bye. Congratulations!
You're gay!